my previous statement. Luis, continue.
No, what's interesting actually, and a lot of these I actually picked up myself, and Star Wars actually made it in the top 10, like in comic book ones, which I thought was really interesting. Number one seller was Star Wars #1. And I didn't jump into that. I was actually into Darth Vader comics myself, which personally I recommend. They already have it in graphic novel form.
Nice.
Go out, buy it. It fixes everything that the prequel trilogy did to Anakin Skywalker. Darth Vader's a badass again. And it's 3 issues in, you're just like, this is Darth Vader. This is, yes, exactly. So,
I like my Darth Vader crying, bro.
No, I know.
I like him crying.
Yeah, you do. You underestimate my power. Fuck that.
I hate you.
Yeah, fuck that.
So it's actually mentioning Darth Vader. Darth Vader is number 7. So I'll just real quick. I'll run through the first 10. So we got Star Wars up at number 1. And it's Star Wars, the first issue actually. And so then we got Secret Wars #1. That's by Marvel. Then we got Bravest Warriors. That's number 3. Orphan Black issue 1 for number 4. Dark Knight Master Race, first issue for number 5. Star Wars Vader Down, and Star Wars Darth Vader is at 6 and 7. Spider-Gwen at 8. Invincible Iron Man at number 9. And Princess Leia issue 1 at number 10. So these are, keep in mind, these are the loose comics, just the regular ones that I know. Now, and this is the part that actually surprised me. So under the best selling for the graphic novels for 2010, we got Saga Volume 4, 1, and 5 taking up the top 3.
Wow, that's
Very amazing to me. So I'm happy, especially something that it's not Marvel, DC, not super streamlined, that people are venturing out of their comfort zone and saying, like,
Hey, let's try this.
exactly. And then that's the kind of thing that I like. And then this is no surprise with the upcoming movie. A lot of people picked up Civil War, and that's at number 4. We got Walking Dead, Volume 23 at 5. Batman: The Killing Joke, number 6, which is amazing. So many years after its release, that's still hitting. It's such a great read if you haven't read it yourselves yet. Then we got again Saga Volume 2 at number 7. We got Walking Dead issue 1 at number 8. Saga Volume 3 at number 9. And then Star Wars, the Skywalker Strike at number 10. So as you can see, we got a lot of Saga in there. So again,
nice.
Definitely gonna go into that.
Very cool. Now, I mean, going back to Civil War, Civil War, as many of you may or may not know, the original Civil War comic did come out, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Mid 2000s?
Yeah. Early 2000s. Yeah.
Okay. Now, a lot of you, as you know, as Lucas was talking about a few minutes ago, the biggest gripe that a lot of us have, not gripe, but you guys need to really relax with the, that didn't happen in comics. Chill the fuck out. Okay? Everybody back the fuck up. Chill out. Nothing. Okay, so you're telling me that you're gonna bitch and moan about movies that were made in book form, or books that were turned into movies, and you're gonna bitch and complain that, well, that didn't happen in the book. Yeah, we know. Fuck it. Who cares? You gotta keep in mind, a 900-page book, they have to transform that 900-page book into an hour 45, 2 minutes, 2.5 hours. Okay, they can't condense everything. They have to go ahead and cut things out or adjust things. So fucking relax. All right, fucking relax. Now, Civil War. If you guys haven't read it, the way that it starts off, spoiler alert. If you guys don't want to hear it, turn off this podcast now. There is a, let's call it a B team. Okay, they want to be recognized. They want to be out there. They want to be the #1 team because the Avengers are getting everything. The Defenders are out there. They want to be known. These are all your B-lister, your B, C, and what you would say D-listers.
I'll definitely
right?
say D-listers.
D-listers, okay. Because we've got, who's on there?
I want to say Killer B. Is that one of them?
You know, so it's like these B-listers, D-listers. Let's just D-listers. Trying to make a name for themselves. You know what they do? They fuck up big time and they kill a shit ton of people, which causes
mainly kids.
Yeah, mainly kids.
Wow.
Yeah, which causes the Human Registration Act or the Superhero Registration Act, which means that superheroes, there's no longer any secret identity. I'm sorry, you're fucking D-listers, fucked up. You guys need to tell us who you are. So which means now we all need to know who Spider-Man is, who Iron Man is, who Captain America is, who Black Panther is. That's what's happening. Now, to kind of flip it on its ear, Civil War for the movies, the reason why this is happening is because everything of the fallout from Age of Ultron. Sokovia fell. Sokovia is gone. This is why they need to go ahead and do the human registration. Okay? So that's the main gist as far as Marvel goes, and then them redoing Civil War. Well, not redoing Civil War, but is Civil War a part 2 of the early 2001s, or is this like a retelling of?
I wouldn't even call it a retelling. It seems more like an inspiration. We like the concept, and what it really is, and I hate to say it this way, but Marvel is not known for their villains. They have amazing superheroes.
This is true, and if I may stop you there, DC, fucking known for their villains.
Exactly.
Their villains are the top shelf. I'm not kidding. You say DC, what's the first person that comes to mind before Batman or Superman?
Joker.
The Joker.
Yes.
Hands down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Marvel doesn't have good villains. Any villains that you can name off the top of your head are maybe Spider-Man. It's one of the most popular. Or you'll think Magneto. But there is no real villain. That villain that's just like, yeah, that guy. You need to be careful with him. What they do have is heroes. So Marvel actually adopted that. So you know what? Fine. All we got is heroes. So we have this quarrel that's gonna pin them against each other. And so that is an interesting concept. It's an interesting way to tackle that subject. Now, I just feel that this is their excuse to pit them against each other, and to say, okay, so we got Tony Stark for the sake of this argument that normally doesn't really give a shit what the government says or thinks, is following the government, but then we're gonna have Captain America protecting freedom of speech and. That believes in equality, freedom, and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
right off the bat, though, that's an interest, because you would think it would be the other way around.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting concept of.
See, in the comic book, they dress it up a little bit more. Tony Stark felt bad. Like he's at a funeral of I think like 100 kids, 50 kids die in this massive explosion caused by these D-listers that failed. And Tony Stark feels horrible. He's at this funeral, and what the mother of one of the children spits in his face and says, "It's people like you that caused this kind of like hardship to happen to the world." And it really hit me. So when they're telling him you need to do this, he's like, okay, you got it. And one thing that they left out in the movie universe is that he's an alcoholic. They don't really touch up on that. So he is an alcoholic in the comic books. He's this raging drunk that's really unstable, and that kind of gives into his character. But they gesture at it at times. I think like in what was it in the Avengers when he's talking to Loki, he's having a drink. Like they'll show him with a drink on occasion, but nowhere do they mention that he has a drinking problem.
Well, not only that, but to go back to the movies, if you guys saw the deleted scenes in the first Iron Man, there is a deleted scene where, you know how in the original movie where Pepper caught him, where Jarvis is trying to take the suit off of him? Well, the original one was him sitting in, I guess, his study, and he is fucking pissed drunk. And she walks in, and she's just like, what happened? What's going on? And he is pissed drunk, okay? And this is right after he went to the Middle East to go ahead and he had so he's drinking, and he's just like, I couldn't save them all. And he is pissed drunk. So they dabble in it a little bit, but they cut that out of the movie. I think that would have been a perfect, making him show his...
A little more human.
Exactly. Yes, thank you. That would show him being a little bit more human, like, well, fuck. We just saw a couple minutes ago, before he started fighting, he wants to go save the world. He couldn't save everybody.
Yeah.
Now he's pissed drunk in his study.
Morning.
Yeah.
And I agree, and that does make him a little bit more human, but again, that also factors in a little bit back into, it's not a regurgitation of the comic book, so we can't hold that against them.
Right.
Sure. So, a little part of me kind of wants to be like, well, in the comic book he's this way, but I have to hold back and say, okay, this is a retelling of a different character, a different universe, and it's enjoyable, it's good cinema. So I can't say anything bad about it, but just the setup of it. And so he's this broken down man, shows up to this funeral. This woman spits in his face and says, "My 10-year-old died because of you. People like you." Goes home, drinks, and he's just like, you know what, this has got to change.
Okay.
And then he complies, and then Civil War suits. So
Now, I know you were talking about Future End, ZC. Now, have you been keeping up on Dark Side War?
I have not, and actually a good buddy of mine has actually mentioned to me it has really credible source telling me it's an amazing read, and that you need to check out that.
I haven't heard much on it. All I've heard is that you've got Batman, the Flash, and I forget who else. They're fucking gods at this point. Like, they are gods. Like, Batman is the god of knowledge, and Flash is the god of death.
Speed?
No, of death.
Okay,
yeah.
easy.
Yeah, but he's the god of death. And he looks pretty fucking sick. So, I mean, like, no joke, I'm waiting for that shit to turn into paperback, and I'm picking that shit up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to turn into paperback, because that looks extremely...
Future War?
No, the
Future's End is
the one that he was talking
the arc
about.
ended right at the end of 2015, and then
Right. So the Dark Side War is just, I mean, Dark Side, you kind of know what Dark Side?
I don't.
Okay. Consider Dark Side equivalent to Thanos in the Marvel Universe.
Okay.
Big baddie, I'm here to fuck up everything, and I'm gonna take what's mine because I don't give a shit, it's mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what it is. That's who Thanos is, is what I'm saying. I haven't read Dark Side War. I've just been hearing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, same
Or
here.
Dark Side War. So I gotta pick that shit up. So I'm waiting for that to turn into paperback. And once it's in paperback, because it's still in the middle of the arc. I think they're like halfway through the arc.
yeah,
Right
still
now.
fucking strong too.
So this is gonna be a long arc. So I can imagine that it's only gonna be like a volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 type thing. That's what I'm thinking is gonna end up happening.
Yeah. So if we attack this like nobody's ever read a comic book ever,
Right.
what's an arc?
Okay, an arc is gonna be think of it as what would you say, like a short story?
I'll call it a short story, beginning, middle, end. So an arc,
3 acts, right?
Yeah, it'll show you what the crisis is, and in the middle the dilemma, and then the grand finale. And so Future's End is actually in the very same setup. It's they're available now in paperback, 1, 2, and 3, and it just takes you to everything. You don't have to read previous issues to be able to know what's going on. They essentially hold your hand throughout the whole process of, all right, here's this guy can do this, then there's this guy, and this guy can do this, and let's go.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people's gripes, and I know we've talked about this before, where it's like you're invested in a comic book, and you're 5, 6 issues in, and they start an arc. But in order for you to finish an arc, you gotta pick up another set of comics in order to go ahead and finish that arc.
Darth Vader did that to me.
Yeah. You see, so it's just kind of like it's like what did you call it? I forget what you called it, but it makes us coming back for more.
Yeah.
For more and more and more.
Oh yeah, no, I compared it to like a battered wife.
Yeah.
It's like you just get beat down, and then there you are. You're just like, all right, I'm taking seconds. Like, yeah, it's like, you don't like it, but I mean, we're so insane.
Okay, so like a lot of Batman to be continued in Robin 9, and you're like, I was collecting Robin. For me, I'm not OCD or anything, but now I have to get 1 through 8, even though it has nothing to do with it. Now you're making.
I used to do that, and now I just categorize them as if it was part of my. Like if that did happen, which happened with my Darth Vader, it's like I was like issue 5 into Darth Vader, and that's the part that I found was stupid. And Marvel, I gotta say, is guilty of it more than DC.
That's true. I will admit that Marvel is very guilty of that because I think at one point I don't mean to cut you off,
you're good.
but I was reading Iron Man. And it turned into Iron Man, then they started an arc as Iron Man God Killer. Okay, then I had to start picking up Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm like, this has nothing to do.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And exactly kind of harboring on that point, there's a Star Wars comic book, and then there's a Darth Vader comic book. I'm like, I like Darth Vader. I'm gonna buy a Darth Vader comic book. 4 issues in, it says, hey, do you want to know what happens to Darth Vader next? You have to buy Star Wars number 6. Like, it's like, why would I have to buy Star Wars number 6?
And see, the thing is that